All right, today we have the best mezcals for beginners if you're looking to sip it neat. But before we get started, these mezcals are going to be 45% alcohol by volume or ABV or higher. And the reason for this, a lot of budget mezcals, cocktail mezcals, mixer mezcals are at the 40% ABV range. And I feel once it gets down there, it's too smoke forward, and a lot of the flavors, a lot of the fantastic flavors at a higher ABV, say the high 40s or low 50s, are drowned out, and you're really missing an amazing mezcal experience. If you're not used to sipping these higher proof spirits, it may be a little hot for your palate at first, but trust me, you get used to it pretty quick, and then the awesome flavors kick in. All right, that's out of the way, on to the mezcals. All right, we're gonna start with a great Espadin here by Mezcal Tosba. I was lucky enough to be able to visit the Tosba Palenque in the Sierra Norte region in Oaxaca. Got to meet the Maestro Mezcalero Edgar Gonzalez and his cousin and business partner Alessandro Gonzalez. In California, this retails for about $50, but in the mezcal community, this is regarded as one of the top Espadins out there. And I obviously love it. When I sip this, I get flavor notes of, say, a tropical citrus. There's some quality tobacco in the finish, a bit of sea salt, magic stuff. This Espadin is 48% ABV. There's gonna be cheaper Espadins on the market, likely closer to that 40% ABV range, but I obviously recommend this Tosba Espadin for the full flavors. Don't miss out. All right, next up we have Mezcal Vago, another Espadin, but this is an Espadin on barrel, which means it's distilled in clay. All right, one thing I really appreciate about Vago is they're very producer forward. On all their labels, they'll have the Mezcalero front and center. So this one is by Tío Rey from the Sola de Vega region in Oaxaca. With this bottle, I typically get notes of papaya, vanilla, and there's a beautiful minerality clay in the finish. And the big reason why I recommend this is price and value. So this is a $55 bottle. You're getting a clay distilled mezcal. The one I talked about before, Tosba Espadin, was distilled in copper. It's generally gonna have, say, sharper flavors. This Tío Rey Espadin on barrel, a little bit softer, a little bit more smoothed out. Both Espadins are excellent value sippers. You won't miss out with either of them. All right, next up we have the La Luna Black Label, which is a triple ensamble of Cuprieta, Manso Sawayu, and Tequilana. One thing to note, the Black Label used to be 100% Cuprieta, but now it's this triple ensamble. I reached out to the owner, Salvador Chavez, and asked him about the change, and what they found by incorporating 3 agaves is they're not so dependent on that one single species of agave, Cuprieta, like before. I've tried the former Black Label and also have dug into this triple ensamble, and let me tell you, I'm a huge fan of this. I love the flavors with this. I get a lemonade citrus, a little bit of a lactic creaminess. I've been down to Michoacan twice, seen a lot of producers, a lot of fantastic mezcal there, but La Luna, love what they do. I think they represent the state exceptionally well. And another reason why I recommend this is price. This 750 milliliter bottle goes for $40 in California. You can get a 200 milliliter bottle for less than $15. So all said, fantastic mezcal, fantastic producer, fantastic price, fantastic value. Get some. All right, now I'm gonna dig into the smaller bottles, which I think is extremely important when you're starting off your mezcal journey. Mezcal can be made from any type of agave, so I think it's important that people branch out from Espadin, the most common, and really try as many as they can, see which ones they like. That's a huge value proposition in mezcal in general. But a lot of these agaves are gonna be more scarce. Sometimes they take 20, 30 years to reach maturity, and the price for the bottle will be a lot more expensive, which brings me to this Rey Campero Tepeztate. Tepeztate is a relatively scarce agave, very well sought after. People love the flavors. Being able to try a Tepeztate in a 200 milliliter bottle is a great way to dig into the full potential that mezcal has. The small bottle of Rey Campero Tepeztate runs about $40. The Maestro Mezcalero for this Rey Campero Tepeztate is Romulo Sanchez Parada. The flavor notes are beautiful. I get a vegetal jalapeno pepper and a sweetness and a spiciness of a hot tamale candy. But do yourself a favor, check out Rey Campero. This Tepeztate small bottle is awesome. They have a handful of other small bottles. Great, great brand. Another brand that does great smaller bottles, Agua del Sol. This one here is the Biquiche. This Biquiche is an agave Kowinski made by Maestro Mezcalero Macario Rios, made in the Mezcal region of Michoacan in Oaxaca. What's great about this Biquiche agave spirit, the flavor notes. Extremely floral. To me, it tastes like a rose garden, and there's an awesome sweetness in there. Reminds me of graham crackers that you use to make s'mores with. With this Biquiche, it's a very different flavor profile, especially compared to the Tepeztate, but I think it's very important for people to branch out, try these different agaves, and see how diverse these agave spirits and mezcal can be. The small bottle of Agua del Sol Biquiche runs around $30, well worth the price, give it a try. Last up we have the brand Derrumbes, and what I love about this brand is their variety of small bottles. But as you can see, this is not a small bottle, but I liked it so much, I got the big one. My favorite mezcal in the Derrumbes line is Durango. Made in the state of Durango, made from agave duranguensis. The maguey, or common name for that, is Cenizo. But I love the flavor notes here. I mainly get a dried dark cherry flavor, but one of the bigger benefits, especially for beginners that are getting into mezcals from Durango, it's a lot less funky, a lot less lactic. I love Durango mezcals. That's one of the best things about them, in my opinion. But this one is toned down, very sweet, very fruity. Give it a try. And the Maestro Mezcalero for this, Uriel Cemental, amazing stuff, great work. All right, in summary, the best mezcals, I think for beginners, we have the Tosba Espadin, the Vago Espadin on Barro, clay distilled, the La Luna Triple Ensamble, the Black Label, the Rey Campero Tepeztate, the Agua del Sol Biquiche, last but definitely not least, the Derrumbes Durango Cenizo. These are obviously available in California. In your part of the world, happy hunting. I hope you can find any of these. If you do try them, leave a comment, hit me up, let me know what you think. And if you're a fan of this mezcal related content, show me some love with a like or a subscribe. That's it for me today. I'm gonna salute off with this Espadin on Barro by Vago. I am just really feeling the clay today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Salud.